Every time you scroll through social media, it feels like everyone else is achieving huge financial milestones while you are standing still, worried. You see people buying houses, driving new cars, and celebrating massive income wins, and you quietly wonder whether you are falling behind financially. But the truth most people never hear is that financial strength often grows quietly without showing up online or looking impressive at first glance. Today, I want to walk you through 7 clear signs proving you might be doing far better financially than you actually realize right now. Millions of Americans feel overwhelmed by rising prices and constant comparisons, even though many of them are healthier financially than they believe. Social media has trained us to confuse looking rich with being financially stable, and those two things are very different in real life. Real financial health is often invisible because it lives in habits, discipline, and quiet decisions people rarely post on their public profiles. Before we dive into the signs, I want you to breathe and remind yourself that progress does not always feel glamorous or exciting. It often feels slow, steady, and boring, which is exactly how long-term financial stability is built for ordinary people everywhere. So let us start with the first sign, and it is one of the strongest indicators of genuine financial strength in any household. Sign number 1 is simple yet incredibly powerful because it reveals whether you have created a safety net beneath your daily life. If you have even a small emergency fund, you are already ahead of the majority of Americans according to recent national surveys. Bankrate's 2025 report shows that 57% of Americans cannot cover a $1,000 emergency without borrowing money somewhere. That means more than half the country would immediately feel financial shock if one unexpected bill arrived at the wrong moment. An emergency fund is not about perfection or impressive numbers. It is about reducing panic and increasing calm when life becomes unpredictable. When your car breaks down, you do not reach for a high-interest credit card because you already prepared for unpredictable problems before happening. When hours at work drop unexpectedly, you do not spiral into fear because your emergency fund provides temporary breathing room and stability. Think of your emergency fund like the foundation of a house which keeps everything stable, even during storms or intense financial pressure. Nobody brags about their foundation online, but it is the reason their lives do not collapse when things get difficult suddenly. Even $500 saved places you above millions who have nothing set aside for unexpected expenses right now. Building 3 to 6 months of essential expenses may feel overwhelming, but every small contribution strengthens your long-term stability meaningfully. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau found that people without emergency savings are 5 times more likely to fall into rapid debt cycles. That means your savings are not just protecting your wallet. They are protecting your peace of mind in deeply meaningful ways. If you have built any emergency cushion at all, you should recognize it as real progress toward financial security and independence. Sign number 2 is another powerful indicator showing whether you have created breathing room between your income and your expenses. If you are no longer living paycheck to paycheck, you are already ahead of the majority of households across the United States. Lending Club's late 2024 data shows that 61% of Americans still rely entirely on each paycheck to survive each month. Even 44% of Americans earning over $100,000 per year still struggle month to month without financial margin. That means income level alone does not guarantee stability because habits and spending patterns matter far more than salary numbers. When you have money left over after bills, groceries, and essentials, you gain something extremely valuable known as financial breathing space. That leftover money brings flexibility, peace, and the ability to handle life's small disruptions without feeling instantly overwhelmed. Even having $100 or $200 remaining at the end of the month places you in a stronger position than many people. The Federal Reserve reported in 2024 that 37% of Americans could not cover next month's expenses if their income stopped suddenly. So, if you have surplus money consistently, you are building stability even when it does not feel glamorous or impressive to others. True financial strength comes from control, not from constantly earning more or expanding your lifestyle without building security first. A person earning $5,000 per month and saving $1,000 is far more financially stable than someone earning $10,000 and saving nothing. Your progress is measured by what you keep, not by what you post online or compare with someone else's highlight reel. If you are paying bills comfortably with money left over, you are doing significantly better than you may think right now. Sign number 3 highlights a habit that seems simple but dramatically influences your long-term financial health and stability. Paying your bills on time is one of the most underrated signs of financial responsibility. yet it has massive long-term impact. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau reports that nearly 18% of Americans regularly pay bills late throughout the year. Paying late does more than create fees because it directly damages your credit score, which affects almost every financial opportunity you have. Payment history makes up 35% of your entire credit score, making it the most important factor in credit strength. Every on-time payment you make quietly strengthens your financial reputation, even if nobody notices or acknowledges your consistency. Good credit lowers interest rates on cars, homes, and loans, saving you thousands of dollars over the course of your lifetime. Experience 2024 research shows that people with a 740 credit score save an average of $3,400 annually. Small habits like autopay reminders and consistent payments build an adult financial record that lenders trust and respect deeply. You do not need to be wealthy to build great credit because you only need reliability, discipline, and consistent responsibility. If you have been paying your bills on time regularly, you are demonstrating real maturity and true financial competence. Sign number 4 represents a major shift in your financial future because it determines how your money grows over time. If you are investing even small amounts consistently, you are doing something most people never begin early enough in life. Charles Schwab reported in 2024 that nearly 59% of Americans still do not invest regularly for their long-term futures. Investing is not about being wealthy, it is about letting your money work for you quietly, month after month, patiently. Compounding is the engine that turns small monthly contributions into meaningful wealth through time discipline and steady long-term growth. Think of investing like planting a young tree that grows branches, creating more branches, and expanding naturally as years pass. The S&P 500 delivered an average annual return of roughly 11.5% over the past decade despite volatility. That means people who stayed invested through ups and downs built significant gains simply by allowing time to work effectively. Starting early matters more than investing perfectly because small, consistent habits outperform complicated timing strategies across many years. If you are investing monthly, whether $20, $50, or $100, you are building a future many others never prepare. Even if your progress feels slow, you are creating long-term financial strength that will reward your patience in meaningful ways. Sign number 5 focuses on something deeply emotional because it reveals a major shift in your financial mindset and confidence. When you stop constantly comparing your financial progress to other people, you begin building a healthier relationship with money overall. Social media shows luxury cars, vacations, and promotions, but rarely shows debt stress or the sacrifices people make behind the scenes. The American Psychological Association reported in 2024 that nearly 60% of young adults feel financial stress from online comparison. But comparing your Chapter 3 to someone else's Chapter 20 creates unnecessary anxiety that does not reflect your true progress. Real financial maturity begins when you measure your growth against your past, not against someone else's highlight reel. Instead of asking why others seem ahead, you start asking whether you saved more, invested more, or learned more this month. Many people online appear wealthy because of leased cars, debt-funded lifestyles, or financial help you cannot see publicly. Federal Reserve data shows the median net worth for Americans under 35 is only about $39,000. Most people are simply not living the glamorous lifestyles you see online because those images are rarely the full truth. When you stop comparing yourself, you allow your mind to focus on your goals, your habits, and your sustainable improvement. If you find yourself celebrating small wins instead of competing with strangers, you are developing genuine financial maturity already. Sign number 6 is another powerful indicator because it focuses on understanding exactly where your money goes every month. You do not need complicated spreadsheets to know your spending, because simple awareness is enough to build real control. A 2024 Intuit survey found that 67% of Americans have no idea what they spent during the previous month. Many people believe they are broke, but they simply cannot see where their money disappears through untracked daily purchases. Awareness is incredibly powerful because when you understand your spending patterns, you automatically begin making smarter, consistent decisions. Knowing your numbers turns financial confusion into clarity because you stop feeling lost and start feeling steady and prepared. It is similar to tracking your meals because once you write things down, you finally understand what is helping or hurting you. Checking your bank statements weekly or using simple budgeting apps already puts you ahead of most households today. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau reported that people who track their expenses increase their savings by an average of 15%. That means knowing your numbers directly boosts your financial peace, discipline, and confidence without requiring major lifestyle changes. If you can clearly explain where your money goes each month, you have already built real financial awareness many people lack. Sign number 7 might be one of the strongest signs of long-term financial independence and genuine economic resilience. People who build multiple income streams protect themselves from uncertainty because they do not rely solely on one paycheck. The modern economy is unpredictable, and having only one income source puts enormous pressure on your stability and long-term plans. The United States Census Bureau reported in 2024 that over 41% of Americans now earn money from secondary sources. Bank of America found that 57% of millennials have a side hustle for extra stability, freedom, and financial growth. Multiple income streams do not require massive effort. They simply provide additional support when life becomes unexpectedly difficult. Think of your income like a table because one leg collapses easily while 3 or 4 legs stay strong under pressure. A second income stream can be as simple as freelance work, digital products, part-time rideshare gigs, or small dividends. Even $100 or $200 per month can create meaningful breathing room and opportunities for investment growth. Side income provides protection because losing your main job would no longer threaten your entire lifestyle or monthly responsibilities. Many Americans begin small with weekend work, creative projects, or online ventures that gradually expand into stable supplemental income. When you build multiple income sources, you shift from survival mode into progress mode, which strengthens your financial independence. If you already earn extra money or are actively building a new income stream, you are developing long-term security. This mindset shift is more powerful than most people realize because it represents resilience, independence, and forward thinking. You are no longer depending on a single employer or paycheck to define your stability or limit your potential. Now that we have covered all 7 signs, I want to bring everything together and show what they truly mean. Financial success is not about showing off wealth because real security comes from habits that protect you during difficult times. If you have more than 2 of these signs, you are already ahead of millions of Americans struggling silently right now. Having 3 or 4 signs places you within the top 40% of financially stable households in the country. Having 5 or 6 signs places you well into the top 20 to 25% of financially healthy Americans today. And if you have all 7 signs, you're building long-term wealth, slowly, steadily, and wisely beyond surface appearances. You might not feel wealthy, but you are building a foundation far stronger than many people who appear confident. Your habits, discipline, and consistency matter far more than temporary income spikes or online comparisons that distort real progress. Stability does not always feel dramatic because most of the time it feels like quiet, responsible choices repeated daily. Financial confidence grows when you recognize your progress instead of ignoring the wins you have earned through discipline. You deserve to feel proud of yourself because building financial health requires patience, courage, and resilience through difficult moments. Do not underestimate the quiet victories because they often determine who thrives financially in the long run. Most people never receive encouragement about their finances, so they assume they are behind even when they are making progress. You are doing better than you think, and the fact that you care about your future already puts you ahead. Now, I want to leave you with one simple truth that guides every financially stable person I have ever studied. You do not need a 6-figure income, a luxury car, or a massive house to be financially successful today. You need awareness, discipline, patience, and habits that quietly build long-term strength, month after month, without performing for anyone. Your journey will not look like anyone else's journey, and that is exactly what makes your progress meaningful and authentic. If you recognize your growth, you will stop judging yourself based on unrealistic expectations that nobody publicly admits. So take a moment to reflect on which signs you already have and which ones you want to strengthen next. Share your progress because you might inspire someone who feels behind but is actually doing far better than they realize. If this message gave you clarity or peace, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs encouragement today. Remember that every small financial win compounds just like your investments and becomes part of a stronger foundation supporting your entire future. Even the quiet habits you think nobody notices are shaping a financial life that feels calmer, more stable, and more predictable over time. The progress you are making today will protect you during difficult seasons that other people may not be prepared to handle well. Every dollar saved, every bill paid, and every conscious choice builds layers of security many people never take seriously enough. Your financial journey does not need to be perfect because perfection has never been a requirement for building long-term stability. What matters is your consistency, because consistency produces results that expand your confidence, your opportunities, and your sense of control. If you sometimes feel discouraged, please understand that progress often feels slower than it truly is when viewed realistically. You are becoming more resilient with every responsible action, and each day you are strengthening your ability to handle unexpected challenges. You deserve recognition for the discipline you have built, because financial growth is one of the most difficult habits to maintain. Most people grow financially not through dramatic moments, but through quiet decisions repeated steadily month after month consistently. You are proving to yourself that your future matters, and that alone separates you from millions who feel lost financially. The time you invest into learning and improving your habits returns far greater value than any temporary convenience or impulse purchase. You are choosing long-term peace over short-term temptation, which is the foundation of sustainable financial independence. Real financial confidence comes from knowing you have options, control, and stability, even when your life becomes complicated unexpectedly. You are building that confidence daily through decisions that may seem small, but ultimately matter more than you realize. I want you to notice how your mindset has been shifting, because awareness is the beginning of lasting transformation. You are no longer ignoring your finances, you are actively strengthening them. And that is something truly worth celebrating. You are slowly becoming the kind of person who creates financial stability instead of waiting for it to magically appear. Your financial habits are teaching you self-respect, discipline, and a new level of maturity most people never develop. You are proving that real wealth begins with responsibility, patience, and the courage to choose improvement every single day. I want you to imagine yourself 1 year from now continuing these habits and feeling even more stable than you feel today. Imagine facing unexpected expenses calmly because you built the savings and discipline to handle life with confidence and clarity. Imagine watching your investments grow steadily because you stayed patient, even when the market moved unpredictably and tested your emotions. Imagine holding stronger financial boundaries because you understand the value of protecting your peace and your long-term goals. Imagine feeling quietly proud because you finally recognize how far you have come in your financial journey. This vision is not unrealistic because it is the natural outcome of the habits you are already building and maintaining. You do not need extreme sacrifices because meaningful financial progress comes from steady improvement, not dramatic lifestyle changes. You are building a stable financial life by choosing awareness, patience, consistency, and intentional action each day without perfection. This is the path that leads to long-term peace, independence, and a life where money supports your values, not your stress. You are walking that path already, even if the progress feels slow or invisible during challenging seasons of your life. I want you to honor the progress you have made because acknowledging your growth strengthens your confidence and your discipline. Most people overlook their achievements because they expect financial success to look dramatic instead of quiet and steady. But quiet progress is often the most powerful because it builds habits that last and protect you long into the future. You are setting yourself up for success simply by choosing responsibility over comparison and patience over impulse. You are creating momentum through consistent effort, and that will shape your financial life more than any single decision. You no longer need external validation because the progress you are making shows you understand what truly matters financially. You are building a life based on strength, security, and intention rather than appearances or pressure from social media. Every responsible choice you make reinforces your identity as someone capable, strong, and committed to long-term stability. Your future self will look back with gratitude because the discipline you show today will create freedom later. You are writing a financial story guided by clarity, patience, and quiet confidence rather than fear or insecurity. I want to remind you again that feeling behind does not mean you are behind, because emotions rarely reflect reality. When you look at the habits you have already built, you will see evidence of real long-term financial progress. You have taken steps many people struggle to take even after years of financial stress, confusion, or overwhelm. You are not starting from zero because your efforts have already moved you forward more than you realize today. You are building financial security from the inside out, which is the most sustainable way to create long-term peace. Even if you do not see massive results yet, your habits are creating invisible momentum that eventually becomes unmistakable progress. Your emergency savings, your investments, your discipline, and your awareness are building a life stronger than you imagined possible. You have earned the right to feel proud because few people commit to strengthening their financial future the way you have. Your progress is meaningful because it reflects your courage to keep going even when nobody else sees your effort. You are proving to yourself that financial responsibility is a form of self-respect and long-term personal freedom. You may not always feel financially successful, but your habits prove that you are already moving toward real independence. Even if life feels uncertain, you are developing the stability needed to handle challenges with maturity and confidence. You are building resilience intentionally because each good decision expands your ability to stay calm during unexpected situations. You are strengthening your financial foundation with actions that reflect who you want to become in the future. You are creating long-term peace by choosing consistency even when progress feels slow or emotionally challenging. Your discipline is shaping a future defined by confidence rather than panic, and by clarity rather than financial confusion. You are learning to trust your ability to manage money well, which increases your confidence across every part of life. You are improving your relationship with money by replacing fear with understanding and replacing uncertainty with steady habits. You are becoming someone who handles finances with patience, clarity, and a long-term perspective that few people develop. You are building a financial life aligned with stability, security, and the quiet confidence you deserve to experience. Yay. You have more control than you think, and each responsible decision increases your sense of independence and inner strength. You are showing yourself that financial growth is possible through discipline, even during seasons where progress feels slow. You are choosing long-term improvement instead of short-term comparison, which transforms your financial mindset powerfully. You are building a future where financial stress no longer controls your life or your peace of mind. You are creating a foundation capable of supporting the life and opportunities you truly want going forward. I want you to feel proud of yourself because the work you are doing now is shaping a stronger future. Most people underestimate how powerful consistent habits are, but you are already using them to build long-term stability. You are developing a financial identity grounded in responsibility rather than impulsive decisions or external pressure. You are learning to separate your worth from comparisons and connect it to your intentional growth and resilience. You are becoming someone who builds wealth quietly through the intention, discipline, and emotional maturity every single day. You have already proven that financial progress is possible through simple habits practiced consistently with patience and purpose. Even when your journey feels slow, you are still moving forward and building a life that supports your long-term goals. You are showing yourself that stability is built through commitment, not through dramatic moments or sudden windfalls. You are building strength through awareness and discipline, and that strength will serve you for the rest of your life. You are creating a future grounded in confidence and possibility through choices that reflect your long-term intentions. You have every reason to feel encouraged because you are becoming the type of person who creates their own financial stability. You have already taken meaningful steps toward independence by embracing habits that protect your peace and future goals. You are strengthening your ability to handle challenges without losing your calm or sense of direction financially. You are proving that financial progress is available to anyone willing to be consistent and patient through uncertainty. You are showing yourself that you do not need perfection to create meaningful, lasting change in your financial life. Your progress is real even when you cannot see it clearly because growth often feels subtle and quiet at first. You are building habits that quietly separate you from financial stress and move you toward long-term independence. You are learning to trust the process because you have seen how consistency strengthens your confidence and stability. You are choosing responsibility over comparison, which is one of the strongest indicators of real financial maturity. You are walking a path of discipline and clarity that many people never commit to fully in their entire lives. You have already shown strength by seeking knowledge and taking action instead of avoiding your finances or feeling hopeless. You are developing resilience that will help you handle challenges more calmly and confidently than ever before. You are creating long-term stability through habits that protect your future and support the lifestyle you want someday. You are strengthening your foundation one decision at a time, which is exactly how lasting financial confidence is built. You are proving that financial stability is not about income level, but about choices that reflect maturity and intention. You are becoming more capable each month because your consistency is transforming your finances from the ground up. You are building confidence through habits that will create freedom, opportunities, and security for years to come. You are moving forward in ways you may not fully recognize yet, but your future self will appreciate deeply. You are already demonstrating the qualities that lead to financial independence and long-term emotional peace. You are learning that financial success is built quietly through calm decisions, repeated with purpose over time. You should feel proud today because you are building a future where money no longer limits your choices or dreams. You are creating long-term stability by choosing responsibility and growth instead of fear or comparison with others. You are building a foundation that will support you during unexpected challenges and strengthen your confidence in life. You are showing yourself every day that you are capable of creating real financial change through consistent effort. Thank you for staying until the end, and remember, you're doing far better financially than you think right now.